What's up, guys? Coach DT with Dynamic Training, here to talk to you about speed training for soccer players. So all week at training, and actually the last couple weeks, we've been really emphasizing our acceleration phase for our athletes, okay? Especially our soccer athletes. We know that their conditioning is great. We know that their top end speed is pretty good, if not great already. So what we're really focusing on is that drive phase, that acceleration phase. How fast can we go from start to stop? How long does it take for us to get to that full speed? So the analogy we've been using a lot is sports cars, high performance vehicles, right? When we talk about sports cars or high performance vehicles, we're talking about 0 to 60. That's all we care about, right? That's all we really talk about, is how fast can that car get up and go. And so that's what we're trying to be as athletes, is that high performance vehicle. How fast does it take, or how long does it take for you to get up and go? So here's a video of us working with some of our athletes on their acceleration. Okay, so we're talking about being in that stance, not popping straight up, but staying low and taking off like a rocket.
So go, let's go. Stay low and pump, stay low and pump. Good job.
And stay down, 100% effort. Your goal is in your head, I want you guys thinking by the time you get to this first cone, you're 100%. You're full speed, that's your goal. Catch full speed by this cone. Here we go, you got this. Say, go, let's go, 100%, 100%. Open up that stride, knees in front. All the way through, all the way through. Say, go, let's go, 100%, knees in front, 100%, knees in front, all the way through. Another major focus point that we have with our soccer athletes when it comes to speed training is change of direction, right? COD. A lot of people think it's Call of Duty. No, it's not Call of Duty. I know you guys and girls like to play on them video games, especially during quarantine, but no, we're talking change of direction, okay? Specifically, we like to work a lot of lateral movements, okay? We like to work on accelerating, decelerating, changing direction, and we love to work reaction. One thing that we do a lot of is reaction, because as athletes, very rarely are you going to know exactly where you're going. Most of the time, especially when we're talking change of direction, it's a reaction, right? Moving one way, having to adjust and come a different way. Okay, a lot of times we talk about having a nice base. We like to talk about short, choppy steps, because if we get faked out one direction and it's one big, massive movement, it's going to be hard to have another big, massive movement on the way back. So we like to work with short, quick movements so that if we do make a mistake, boom, we can come back and adjust on the fly. So here are a couple drills, couple cone drills specifically, that are gonna help you improve on your transitions, right? Your ability to go from a sprint to a shuffle to a back pedal, your ability to react. So a couple drills here. One's gonna show you reaction as well as change of direction, and the other one's gonna show you change of direction as well as transitioning in movements. Okay, so check these out. So here's one of my favorite reaction and change of direction drills. A coach is going to either call out a cone number or is going to point to a cone, and the athlete then has to accelerate up, touch the cone, and accelerate back to the middle. What I really love about this drill is it also works an athlete's hips, right? Their ability to flip their hips, to turn, then accelerate, and come back to the middle. So here we're going to show you a couple different athletes here doing the exact same drill, just really focusing on listening, reacting, and accelerating.
Back right. Good, those hips. Back left, flip. There you go. Back right. Give me one more. Top left. Get there, get that, and done.
So now we take our reaction drill up a notch by adding a lateral shuffle to the equation. So now the coach can also say shuffle left or shuffle right. The athlete has to stay low, get to the cone, shuffle back to the middle.
Shuffle right. Good, stay low, don't cross. Shuffle right. Top left. Good, back to the middle. Shuffle left. Good. Top right. Come on, let's go. Back right, flip and go. Good. Back left. And done. Good job. Good job. Go all out, go. All out. Let's get better. Here we go. Back right. Get there. Shuffle left. Stay low. Shuffle right. Top right. Get there. Good job. Top left. Get there. Good. Back left. Come on, you got it. Give me one more. Shuffle left. Back to the middle. And done. Go get water, ladies. Good job. I think we've all done this one before. We're sprinting up past the cone. When you get past the cone, take one step past it. We're here. Drop those hips. Pushing up the left leg. Push, push, push. 1 step past the cone, stay forward in your back pedal, be ready. Peek out of the corner of your eye, because right when you get 1 step past it, plant and sprint through right where you started, okay? So it's sprint, break down, shuffle, forward lean as we back pedal, turn, and sprint through right here.
The key to this drill is it has to be done at full speed. Athletes a lot of the times go through drills and half speed, and then they get into a game and they're still slipping around, they're still losing their footing, and that's because they're not used to the intensity that a real life or a real game time situation brings to the table. So here, let's go full speed in these drills.
Say go, get there, drop, shuffle, drop, pedal, flip and go. Good job. Way to anticipate that cone. Say go. Let's go, go. Here you go. Good. Push back, push back, push back. Turn and go.
When it comes to speed training, flexibility is speed. So soccer players, I know you're doing a ton of training, whether it's foot skills or it's just out there practicing on the field, right? Running 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 miles a game or per practice. Those muscles get tight. Okay, you have to stretch out those muscles. If your muscles are too tight, you're not going to be able to fully accelerate, fully burst, and maximize your potential. So the same way we say tight muscles or slow muscles, when you see a track athlete sprinting down the lane, their face is jiggling, their lips are bouncing, and that's because they're relaxing their muscles. So the same way we want to stay relaxed when we run, we also want to remain flexible to maximize our speed. When we talk about your major speed muscles, we're talking about the glutes, right? We're talking about your butt, we're talking about your hamstrings, we're talking about your hip flexors. Your core is also considered a speed muscle. That's very, very important. But when we're talking about stretching, we're going to give you here a couple really, really great hip stretches, as well as hip flexor stretches and hamstrings. Keep those areas loose, and it's going to help you on the field. This right here is one of my ultimate favorite stretches. The key here is making sure that your knee never goes past your toe, even when you push those hips forward. Okay, so this, in this position right here, is really going to work the hip flexor of that leg that's down. Okay, so we're going to work that left hip flexor right here. Once you feel a good stretch, we're going to bring both hands inside the knee. Okay, once both hands are inside the knee, continue to push those hips towards the ground. Then you're actually going to straighten that back leg and take your back knee up off the ground. So now we're in this position. You should feel a deep stretch in your groins as well as your hip flexors. If you need extra, go ahead and take that inside elbow down to the ankle. Next is a great hip and glute stretch. Okay, so you want to sit on the ground, put one ankle over the opposite knee. Then what you're going to do is you're going to try to bring your butt as close to your foot as possible. Okay, so ankle goes over the knee. We bend that opposite leg, bringing the butt as close to that foot. Once you're in this position, you actually want to push the knee away from your body. Hold that position. So for our last stretch of the day, we want to make sure we start in a good position. Feet are right outside shoulder width. Toes are slightly pointed out. We're going to drop our hips, keeping our chest up. Okay, this is going to be great for opening up our hips. Now we're going to make sure our arms are inside our knees. We're going to grab our feet, and we're going to slowly lift our hips up, straightening our legs as best as we can. Okay, don't worry about it if you can't straighten your legs all the way. The goal is to get there eventually. We're going to drop the hips back down. We're actually going to count to 5. So we want a nice 5-second stretch to open up the hips. Then we go right back into lifting the hips up nice and tall. Try to get that little bit deeper of a stretch into the hamstrings, holding it for 5 seconds. We're going to repeat this back and forth here for about 5 repetitions. So 5 down in a squat, 5 up in a hamstring stretch.
Lastly, the thing that I want to address when it comes to speed training for soccer athletes is strength training. Okay, so a lot of the athletes, I'm not going to put all soccer players in a box, but a lot of the athletes that come to me, they don't like strength training. It's kind of a no-no. They consider strength training as, okay, I don't want to get too bulky. I don't want to get slower. I want to stay quick. I want to stay fast. I want to stay agile. And the reality of it is, speed is how much force you can apply into the ground. Okay, so how powerful you can be and how forceful you can be is going to dictate how fast you can be. So it's not just about agility. It's not just about foot speed. It's not just about quickness. It's about power. And the only way you're going to become more powerful is to apply some sort of strength training. Now, there's a ton of different types of strength training, but what I'm trying to address and trying to really hit home here is don't shy away from strength training, okay? I promise you, all the highest level soccer players are strong, right? They are strong athletes. They're shredded. They're ripped. Not only do they have great conditioning, but they have great strength. So don't shy away from strength training.
So next we're gonna show you a couple awesome exercises that are gonna help you become more powerful, more explosive, and a faster athlete. So check these out. So we start off with the dumbbell deadlift. This exercise is gonna work your hamstrings as well as your glutes. The key here is pinch your shoulder blades back, keep the dumbbells nice and close to your legs, push your hips through, and squeeze your glutes at the top. Next, we move into our goblet lunge. So we want to hold a kettlebell or a dumbbell in front of our chest to increase intensity. The goal is sink those hips straight back, making a 90-degree angle with the back leg and the front leg. Lastly, we move into squat to press. This is a full body movement, but it's more of a lower body exercise, okay? You want to use the strength in your legs to power those dumbbells up through the ceiling. Okay, so squat back first, drive through the heels, shooting those dumbbells up overhead. All right, guys, that's a wrap for this video. Soccer players, remember, if you want to get faster, focus on accelerating, right? Train at intervals. Remain flexible. Focus on your ability to change direction, especially laterally. And finally, and most importantly, do not shy away from strength training. All right, let's get stronger. Let's get faster. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.